Former President Donald Trump has once again made headlines with his latest move, hosting a film, Sound of Freedom, screening at his private golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey. The movie's unexpected success and controversial nature have sparked a heated debate, with critics and supporters clashing over its portrayal of real-life events and its connection to the QAnon conspiracy theory. Keep watching till the end of this video to see Donald Trump reacts to Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom is a thriller movie based on the true story of Tim Ballard, a former federal agent appointed by Donald Trump to a federal advisory panel dedicating his life to rescuing children from sex trafficking. The film follows Ballard, played by Jim Caviezel, as he goes on a dangerous mission to save two kidnapped siblings and unveil a Colombian sex trafficking ring. Since its release on July 4th, the movie has garnered significant attention, accumulating a domestic box office total of $96.1 million. Supporters of the film, including prominent Republicans like Senator Tim Scott and Senator Ted Cruz, have praised its emotional impact and its portrayal of the urgent need to combat child exploitation. However, critics have raised concerns about the accuracy of the film's depiction of real-life events and its connection to the QAnon conspiracy theory. While the film does not explicitly portray QAnon beliefs, its star, Jim Caviezel, has been accused of supporting conspiracy theories related to pedophilia. Caviezel's comments on Steve Bannon's podcast, where he mentioned the harvesting of adrenochrome from children, have fueled speculations. Adrenochrome is a chemical compound that QAnon followers believe is extracted from children by sex traffickers. However, these claims lack scientific evidence and are widely considered baseless. Critics argue that the film's association with Caviezel's controversial statements and the broader QAnon movement taints its message and credibility. They question whether the film accurately portrays the realities of child sex trafficking or if it sensationalizes the issue for dramatic effect. Some experts suggest that the film's focus on saviors rather than victims perpetuates an incomplete and romanticized depiction of human trafficking. It does a disservice to the victims. It does a disservice to people really fighting to end human trafficking and to provide services to survivors. Daniela Paterka-Benton, the academic director for the Global Center of Human Trafficking at Montclair State University, said, "There's so much more to it than just the rescue," she also added. But both Ballard and Caviezel have dismissed the accusations about the movie trying to appeal to QAnon supporters. "Where's the QAnon doctrine being spewed in the film and in the script?" Ballard said. "I have no idea because this is actually what it looks like. This is what happened. I was there, and several others were there to confirm, so this is just some other agenda," he added. The film's star, Jim Caviezel, known for his role as Jesus in Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ, faced accusations of promoting QAnon conspiracy theories. QAnon, a far-right conspiracy movement, believes in a secret cabal of high-profile satanic child abusers and has been associated with extremists and unfounded beliefs. While promoting Sound of Freedom, Caviezel made statements aligned with some of the baseless claims embraced by QAnon followers. He warned without evidence about the trafficking of children for their blood and referenced the storm, a term associated with QAnon's apocalyptic beliefs. These statements fueled the film's controversy and contributed to the efforts to discredit its message. On the other hand, Caviezel also said that he was not aware of the conspiracy theory movement during the filming of the movie in 2018. "It has nothing to do with our film," he said, "but it's really interesting that they pointed to this immediately and said that guy's one of them. He's bad," Caviezel continued. Former President Trump's decision to host a Sound of Freedom screening at his Bedminster golf club has further intensified the debate surrounding the film. Supporters viewed Trump's endorsement as a validation of the film's message and an opportunity to shed light on the pressing issue of child exploitation. They argue that Trump's involvement marks his commitment to combating human trafficking, as demonstrated during his presidency through initiatives like creating a federal advisory panel on human trafficking. However, critics accuse Trump of going along with conspiracy theorists and using the film as another political tool. They point to Trump's previous interactions with QAnon supporters and his reluctance to renounce the movement. They argue that by endorsing Sound of Freedom, the former president is continuing the false narrative surrounding child sex trafficking and giving credibility to baseless conspiracy theories. In 2020, it can be remembered that Trump has no knowledge about the conspiracy theory movement. He said, "I don't know much about the movement other than I understand they like me very much, which I appreciate." But before the screening, the former president praised the lead actor as a great star and invited his former strategist Steve Bannon to address controversies being pinned on him by the audience. Ballard also continued defending the movie from critics, saying, "I can't explain it and neither can they. They just like to throw the word out QAnon. They make zero connection to the actual story. This movie can unite the country. It's already united Jared, Ivanka, Kellyanne, and Steve Bannon," humorously referring to the prolonged war in the Trump White House. Even the CEO of Angel Studio has dismissed the accusation, saying, "Everyone who's seen this film knows that it has nothing to do with politics or conspiracy, and that it's just a great, true story, well told." The movie screening announcement served as a platform for Trump's campaign to highlight his achievements in combating human trafficking during his presidency. They emphasized that under his leadership, 9 bipartisan pieces of legislation were signed, and the funding for the Department of Justice to combat human trafficking was doubled. The movie is also gaining traction among Republicans, who are often known for dismissing Hollywood as a haven of liberal elites. Last week, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas expressed his enthusiasm by tweeting, "Wow, wow, wow. Go see #Sound of Freedom." Rivaling Trump for the Republican nomination, Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina praised the movie and tweeted, "I watched Sound of Freedom and wow, what a powerful film that reveals the horrifying reality that is human trafficking." Just recently, Donald Trump announced that human traffickers would be receiving the death penalty and that we should expect the media to become advocates for child trafficking. The former president said, "I will use Title 42 to end the child trafficking crisis by returning all trafficked children to their families in their home countries, without delay. I will urge Congress to ensure that anyone caught trafficking children across our border receives the death penalty immediately. That includes also women." Behind the scenes, however, a different story was unfolding. Sound of Freedom faced relentless sabotage orchestrated by powerful forces seeking to suppress its message. These coordinated efforts aimed to obstruct the film's distribution, tarnish its reputation, and ultimately prevent it from reaching a wider audience. One of the primary tactics employed in sabotaging Sound of Freedom was the dissemination of misinformation. Critics and detractors launched a discrediting campaign. They argued that the movie inaccurately depicted the reality of child sex trafficking, casting doubt on its message. Leading experts in the field, such as Catherine Olmsted, a professor of history at the University of California, Davis, voiced concerns about the film's impact on public perception. She cautioned against politicizing the issue, emphasizing the need for accurate information and a meticulous understanding of its complexities. "I do think that human trafficking is real and child trafficking is real, and these are real problems. It's just that this renewed, highly politicized focus on it is emblematic of increasing political polarization in our society," she said. Another focal point of the sabotage campaign was Tim Ballard himself, the real-life hero portrayed in the movie. Ballard was targeted with accusations of exaggerating his exploits. Detractors sought to undermine his credibility and cast doubt on the authenticity of the events depicted in the film. Critics, such as Vice News, questioned the truthfulness of Ballard's claims, alleging that he had exaggerated certain aspects of his work. Operation Underground Railroad, in response, defended its mission and dismissed these allegations as an attempt to discredit a reputable organization dedicated to combating human trafficking. AMC has denied these allegations, calling them bizarre and asserting that the film has been shown in their theaters without interference. So, have you already watched the movie? Do you also believe these types of movies should never be screened in the first place? Join the conversation and let us know in the comments below.